Hey everybody, that's right. Welcome to your 2017 preseason rankings. I'm, of course, your host, your commissioner, and your previous champion, Mr. Robert Triano. Welcome, everybody. As you know, as I said previously in the other video, I'm doing a screenshot video, so you're going to see this mouse here and everything. But let's get right into it. Congratulations, guys. I had a great draft. It was very difficult to go through these teams and try and rank everybody. A lot of good teams this year. I've got just a little preview. 3 really bad teams, I think, came out of this draft, and I think there's 9 solid teams that could be vying for playoff positioning this year. I think there's 3 guaranteed teams that will be sitting out no matter what happens. So, without further ado, let's get into it. My preseason 2017 rankings after the draft. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. As you see here, 2000 preseason ranks. We've got your boy, Mr. Ramiro, here at number 1. And your boy, Ed, number 12, projected for me to finish in last place and take home another toilet bowl trophy. But we'll start from the last place team, who I believe is going to finish in last at least, Ed, and go all the way to the beginning to Ramiro. So let's start off with Ed. So how I see your team here, the reason I picked them going last is, yeah, sure, you're running back heavy. You got Ajayi, you got Melvin Gordon, you got Ty Montgomery. But that's basically it. And honestly, I don't think Ajayi is going to have a good season this year over there in Miami. I think he's due for a down year. Ty Montgomery, now he was named the starter in Green Bay. I've got him on a couple teams, so I hope he does well. Melvin Gordon, he'll be Melvin Gordon. But you're weak at receiver, you're weak at tight end, and your quarterback's a question mark with Matthew Stafford. He was your keeper, but is he going to be a top guy this year? He was projected last year before he finished. He hurt his finger to be a top guy. But honestly, I think you got solid running backs, but nothing else to show for it in the rest of the team. I got you finishing in last place. And sad to say, finishing in second to last for the second consecutive year. Last year was because my team just, had a lot of points scored against. Couldn't help that. Unlucky. This year, honestly, because of an awful draft. And I think the only reason that I won't be finishing in last place this year is a man called Antonio Brown. As long as he doesn't get hurt, I'm pretty solid. I can finish at least in 11th place and not bring home that toilet bowl trophy. And as you look at my team, I told this to Matt, very high risk, very high reward. I probably have a slight chance if my team does pan out a little bit better than I think, maybe finishing in 6th place and sneaking my way into the playoffs. But I don't see that happening with this team. Not looking good this preseason, so I got myself finishing in 11th. Alex, I got you going from 2nd place last year to 10th this year. Gronk and Jordy will be awesome. They'll dominate, but I just see nothing else in your team that I like that much to bring all of us out of the top 3. And I think we're going to finish in the bottom 3, the 3 of us. I don't see anybody else really coming down and challenging us down there. Number 9, Andrew, strong wide receivers. But I think it's going to be a down year for your guy, Delaney Walker. Running backs are question marks. You got Christian McCaffrey and Bilal Powell right now as your starting running backs. Bilal Powell should get a lot of play time, but he does still have Matt Forte there. They are going to still try and win, so they're not going to try and develop Powell as much. Maybe more of a 50-50 split out there. McCaffrey, listen, he may score a bunch of points per touch, but how many touches is he going to get per game? And he had a weak bench, a very weak bench, so I got you finishing 9th. Ramazan, I got you finishing 8th. Hey, better than last year, last place. Is it going to be a comeback year for Gurley? You're hoping so. If so, you got a really good tandem there at running back. But I'm not a big fan of, what time are you going to bed? Thanks, babe, ruining the video. But I'm not restarting. Not a big fan of the wide receivers, but they do have very high potential. But I just don't see them panning out this year, so I got you finishing 8th. Miguel, you knew there was no chance that I was putting you into the top 6. No matter what your team was that you drafted, there was no chance I was putting you in the 7th spot. I love your wide receivers and I love Breeze, but you need help at running back, and you may have a guy on your bench right now who's injured. But when he comes back, could be a top 5 player at his position. And that's my boy Andrew Luck. So he may be a little trade bait later on in the season. If you could hold up, maybe 3-3, 3-4 when he gets back, and he's a top 5 guy, trade him for a running back, maybe potentially, and that would put you a little over the top, maybe put you into the top 6. Now let's go with the top 6, who I believe will be finishing into playoff positioning this year. My boy George, congratulations again on the baby. Can't wait to see him. And you got a top 3 that are great. Brady, David Johnson, and Doug Baldwin. But you're going to need help everywhere else to bring you to the top. I think DJ and Brady alone can bring you to the playoffs. Baldwin, solid receiver. I think he has a huge year along with Russell Wilson. I'll get into that later. But I think you just need like one more player to kind of put you over the top, to put you in the 4th or 3 seat position, give you a little help there. In the 5th spot, this may be a surprise based on what the current projections say, but I got Gio in the 5th spot. I'm actually a little disappointed in your team, Gio. You got Jordan Howard around, I believe it was 8 in yours as a keeper, but I think Ryan's due for a fallback year. AP right now is your number 2 running back. I think Rawls will actually end up being the steal of the draft for you. He's projected as being the starter in Seattle, where a lot of people thought Eddie Lacy was going to be. But Rawls right now, they love him there. They want him to be the starter. So he may be able to steal the draft for you. So if he pans out, I like your team a little bit better, but I'm a little disappointed in your team. But because you had such a good keeper, I'll put you 5th. And I do think Ryan will be good too. Number 4, Matt. Good team, solid team. I think you may have the best wide receiver duo in the game right now. OBJ and Brandon Cooks. That's right. I think Brandon Cooks is going to dominate this year with Tom Brady at the helm and with Edelman out. Cooks could finish as a top 5 wide receiver in standard leagues. I like Dalvin Cook. I think he's going to have a good year in Minnesota. Not such a great offensive line, but I think he'll get enough touches per game to score a lot of points. I think Derek Carr is going to have a big return season this year. I said David Carr, I know it's his brother. I think Derek Carr has a big return season from that broken leg. Matt, I like your chances. I got you in the 4th seed. 3rd, it kind of hurts me as well. Rich and Mark, I think you guys had another good draft, man. Solid. I think you have the best depth overall on the team as a whole team perspective, starting lineup and bench. But I just don't think you have those players that are going to put you over the top and put you in that 1-2 spot. So I do think you do finish in 3rd. Maybe a couple high scores here and there. You'll have a better. You won't have, let's say, a high score and a low score the next week. You're going to be a little more consistent with the depth that you have. But like I said, you don't have that one player that's going to put you over the top. I think you got to go find them. Now my top 2, who do I finish? Going to finish 1 and 2. As you guys see there, Ramiro and Joe. Joe, why do you finish in 2nd and not 1st? You got Bell, you got DeMarco Murray. Maybe the best duo running back tandem in the league right now. If Murray does anything close to what he does last year. Because you know Bell, solid play all year round. Best points per game by a running back last year. Now, David Johnson was great, but Bell was a little better on a point per game basis. I think Russell Wilson and Terrell Pryor are going to have huge years this year. Now, the question for your team is, can Reed stay healthy? I'm keeping you at the number 2 spot because I do believe Reed will stay healthy, and I don't like to project injuries. But if he gets hurt, that'll knock you down a couple pegs because I think Reed's going to have a great year, maybe top 2, maybe even top 1 tight end this year if he stays healthy. I think that's why I got you in the 2nd spot there. And Ramiro, listen, you have the best keeper in Michael Thomas. That's the best value I thought over Jordan Howard. You have the best quarterback in Aaron Rodgers. Zeke is going to play. Now, he may have a Brady situation where he plays all year. He may get suspended in the midseason for 6 games, at the end of the season for 6. Maybe the courts only bring it down to 4. Who knows? But Zeke is going to play week 1, and we'll see what we'll go from there. But I think you've got the best overall starting lineup in the game when Zeke plays, and that's why I got you in the number 1 spot, because I think you're hoping that either Zeke plays early and gets you the number 1 seed and you can ride the way in, because you still do have a Lamar Miller on your team, who I do like a lot this year. I do think he's going to come back. But if Zeke plays all year, you have no doubt the best team on paper. Best starting lineup. And that's why I got you in the number 1 spot, because I do personally think that Zeke does end up playing more games than people think. And I think he may actually play all year. And that's why I got you in the number 1 spot, Ramiro. An incredible draft for you there. Especially with your Michael Thomas as your keeper and Zeke late round 1. Solid. Hey, guys. All right. So it looks like the video ended. But it looks like the video skips in the first 15 to 20 seconds. So this is a kind of like a test. If it works, this is a live test. But I want to say, though it doesn't work, if it does skip within the 15 to 20 seconds, let me know if that happens in the other video anywhere else besides the first couple 15, 20 seconds. And if it does, then I'm going to put the video out to you guys. But I want to say everyone have a great night. Congratulations on the great draft. Week 1 NFL season is officially here Thursday night. Pats, Chiefs, big Sunday games, big 2 Monday night games. Have a great night, guys. Oh, all right. I did this 3 times. That's not the end button. Would have been a good blooper. But